Hi guys, hope you have a fantastic day. Well, I expect it to be a little bit longer before I need to work again on daily niva, but when I paint the whole car and started to get everything together, I was like, hmm, I needed to do something, but I don't know what. And I was like, meh, it's not important. Then I started to drive my Niva, and then I remember what it was. I have a bad clutch master cylinder, and there is a couple of ways you can feel it is bad when you are changing the gears, and once you have a clutch release real low, then real high, but that can be just a slave cylinder bad, so that's not the best method to figure out you have a bad master clutch cylinder. But when you have a brake fluid leaking in your cabin, then you can be sure. Okay, so we can see here is leaking, and so yeah, we need to replace it. So yeah, when it's leaking like this in the cabin, when you press the clutch, you know it's bad, and then you need to replace it. So yeah, let me show you. So this is everything you need. I'm going to replace everything. You can replace just the master clutch cylinder, but I'm gonna replace the hose that goes to the reservoir of the clutch system. I'm gonna replace this metal pipe, this clutch line, and the slave cylinder. And we have new brake fluid, so this is everything you need. And this is like 50 or 60 euros, so I recommend to just replace everything. But you can replace just this, but once again I'm trying to tell you just to be safe and replace everything. You don't need to replace this line, it's probably in good condition, but it's often rusted, and then when you need to release it, to loosen it up, it breaks, so I just bought everything new just to be safe. And when we go inside, you need to remove your tire, then you can see your clutch master cylinder. So we need to remove this clutch line, this hose that goes here to the clutch reservoir, and we have two bolts holding the clutch master cylinder. And what's cool with Ladas, you can remove those two bolts and just pull everything out. So that's really cool. So yeah guys, this is pretty much it. You can replace just the master cylinder, but once again, please replace everything and be safe. It's really not that expensive, and it's a pretty good insurance not to get left on the road without gears. It's not fun. So yeah, let's remove the old clutch master cylinder. Let's go. Okay, the master cylinder is out, and now you could just use a new one, put it in, tighten this, put this hose back here, and you are done. You just need to bleed it and then you are done. But I'm gonna now leave the car and remove the clutch slave cylinder, and then we can put everything back together slowly. Let's go. Okay, we are underneath the car now, and this is our clutch slave cylinder. And we have two bolts, one here, one there. Then we need to remove those metal line. You have a C-clip here to push out, and then you can remove all this. And the spring, you can remove it with your hand. So yeah, and try not to get it to rip your gloves. And guys, wear gloves. It's a brake fluid, it's not the best, so wear gloves and be safe. So yeah, now let's remove those two bolts, remove that, and then we can start getting everything together. Okay, so everything is removed, and I am really glad I removed the slave cylinder because this is just bad. It's torn apart, so whoppa. I'm sorry about this. So now we need to put these nuts on the new one, and I'm gonna put it in the same place it was here, because we're gonna see the cool thing about this. You can choose where your clutch is gonna release. So I'm gonna put it how it is and see if it's bad. I'm gonna move it forward or backwards. We will see if this is going to be needed. But yeah, now we just need to remove this metal line, and we removed everything. Everything is out. Now we need to put new stuff in. Well, we're gonna start with this because it's the easiest, and you can just fish it like this and rest it here. It's really easy. So yeah, this is the first thing we did. Okay, it's really easy to do. Now we need to put new hose line, and that's really easy. You just measure your old one and put the new one in. I'm not gonna record it. You just remove this old school hose clamp and put a new one in. So yeah, let's go. Okay, we have a new clutch line installed. Now we need to get a fluid here. So I'm just gonna top off this reservoir. You can put it to the top because you're gonna use all of it. Now don't forget your hose clamp, and then all you need to do is to close your line with the finger and go beneath your reservoir, and then we are full. As you can see, it's full. So yeah, now we put our clutch master cylinder, push it all the way in, and tighten our hose clamp. It's easier on some other models. I think the Miata MX-5 and a lot of other cars has a reservoir on the brake master cylinder, so it's easier to bleed it. But you can just do it like this. It's still easy to do it. You just need to tighten your hose clamp so that we don't have any leaks, and just don't over tighten it. This is plastic, you can easily snap it. Then you grab your thumb and put it over the hole that goes the metal pipe in. Then, oh, I forgot it. Then you use your screwdriver and you close your hole and push it together. Okay, and don't do this, but I'm gonna do it just to see it when you push it. Whoop! That's what you want. So the fluid is all the way, but you can just see it. You don't need to do it without the thumb. I just want to show you that we got a fluid here, so now we can put it in place. Okay, everything here is ready. I put the cap back on because if I remove it, it will start to bleed. So I put the cap back on. Everything here is tightened. I'm gonna top off this once again. And the trick to get it to sit properly, I just use a piece of wood to hold the clutch. It's light, so when I put the back pressure, it's gonna push the wood back, and it's really easy to guide it because when the clutch is released, this guide that's pushing this master cylinder is here flush with the wall, so I just use a piece of wood to push it out, so it's easily to line everything out. So that's it. Then you put these two bolts on, tightened, and then we are done. Now we can lift the car once again and put everything new from the other side. Okay, we have our slave cylinder in the vise. Now don't forget to put a copper washer on the brake clutch line, sorry, and then you can thread in. It's easier to do it now than later, so just thread in and then tight everything down because it's in the vise, so it's really easy if you have a right wrench. And that's tight. And that copper washer is making sure there is no leaks. So now we need to put those two nuts that's gonna push our clutch fork. So just tighten it. Okay, we are here once again. So now just put it through, and now we need our bolts to bolt everything down, but I'm just gonna show you time lapse how everything goes because it's just the reverse project of what you did when you remove it. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so everything is tight down there, and I open up the bleeder valve so that the fluid can come out with the gravity. So now we need to remove this plug and put this in. So everything is tightened in the engine bay. Now I loosen up a little bit where these two lines meet. So if you can see, it's starting to dripping brake fluid. So it's easier to get the air out is just to open this up, and I'm just gonna leave it naturally. I'm just gonna leave it to drip. Then we are gonna open up the bleeder later and bleed everything out. But I love to do it this way, just open it up and let it drip for some time. If you are in a hurry, you can do it the other way, but I like to do it this way. So I'm just gonna leave it to drip a little bit. Okay, so now it's been bleeding for a couple of minutes. As you can see, it's starting to go a lot faster. It's hard to see, but it's flowing now continuously, and that's when you know your clutch or your brake is completely bled. So yeah, if you want to speed up this process, you can close the bleed valve and you can pump your clutch pedal and then release it and then let it drip once again. And I know you can do it with a bottle and press it, release it, but I am alone in the shop and this is the easiest way to do while I'm here. So yeah, now it's time to drop the car and see where the clutch is getting. So yeah, now I'm gonna close that clutch bleeder. We're gonna lower the car and see if we did any good work. Let's go. Okay, we are in the car. Now let's turn it in. We are still on the lift, so now we can see what we are dealing with. Okay, I'm gonna press the clutch, throw it in first, and she's getting about the halfway. I think that's perfect. So yeah, now the wheel is staggered. So yeah, about the halfway, it's perfect. And we can go in all the gears. So yeah, we are done. Well guys, you can always find on internet how to bleed it if you have two person, if there is some one person bleeder, but I like just to open everything up and let it bleed naturally. So yeah, that's just your preference, what you want to do when you are bleeding your clutch or brakes, not anything else. So yeah, I just leave it to bleed naturally. I think I leave it for about 15 minutes and that's it. Just be sure you have your reservoir topped up. It's the nastiest process. You need to wipe a lot of stuff, but it's, to me, it's the easiest. So that's why I always do it that way. So yeah guys, this is it. Niva is now finally done. Let's hope so. So yeah guys, you know what you need to do. Like, share and subscribe, and guys, see you in the next video.